How's it going, you sexy beasts? Today we've gotten hold of the new Conglomerate's Razor GD-23 Carbine for the Fungineer and Light Assault classes. This weapon could be described as a sniping carbine due to its allowance of attachments and how the weapon handles overall. With the strengths of this weapon at longer ranges, it obviously falls short just a tad at close quarters. Overall, the Razor is a very fine weapon for any soldier to use on the battlefield and could be the cutting edge for any new player to the weapon class. Engagements at medium ranges are going to be where this weapon's blade shines, stomping many other weapons caught in the fight. With a pretty hard-hitting round, both a lower fire rate and medium recoil, this weapon could be a cut above the rest. So, let's rip apart the Razor GD-23, shall we? Since this is a medium-range carbine, your best engagements are going to be between the ranges of 20 meters out to about 45 meters. With the medium recoil, holding on target while firing fully automatically is slightly difficult, even though we're allowed the use of the compensator and forward grip attachments. With the medium recoil, and even taking into consideration the recoil pattern, a simple pull downward of the weapon's barrel will easily compensate the vertical drift while firing, allowing a ton of damage to be thrown down range, hopefully into the bodies of your enemies. Due to the strength of the weapon at range, the close quarters combat potential is pretty bad. Hipfire is rather mediocre, and equipped with a compensator will make it even more worthless. That, coupled with the lackluster hipfire, will require the user to aim down the sights even in short-range engagements, making this weapon rather worthless if you're caught off guard. Control your fire while using this gun, such as either semi-automatic or burst firing, to keep this carbine on target. This weapon is the embodiment of the new Conglomerate, so recoil is not so controllable solely due to the hard-hitting round, but lacks a high fire rate. Luckily, if you're caught in the case where you do need to spray and pray, there is a rather quick reload speed, giving you a fresh magazine in as little time as possible. Like I've already stated, this weapon is designed for fighting at medium ranges and could be swapped to more role-defined weapons for CQC, such as the GD-7F
Razor to
or
the
the
Forge
AC
and
see how it's actually made. The GD-23 fires at a rate of 550 rounds per minute, which is absolutely terrible in terms of throwing lead down range. Each bullet fired deals a maximum of 167 damage per round, which will drop a hostile in as little as 6 bullets. With this 6 bullet kill and a fire rate of 550 rounds per minute, the Razor clocks in at a time to kill of 0.65 seconds and a realistic time to kill of 1.97 seconds. This is pretty pathetically high, but since we're usually shooting at hostiles out at a further range, time to kill isn't quite a factor we're looking for. Magazine size of this carbine is 30 rounds and another 150 rounds to be carried in the reserve. Total, a soldier can carry 180 total rounds for the Razor without an ammunition belt equipped, and a total of 300 rounds to be carried with a level 4 ammunition belt equipped. With a 6 bullet kill and a 30 round magazine, we can drop a total of 5 enemies before needing to reload, and yet another 25 enemies to be killed with our total reserve ammunition, giving a potential of 30 kills with 1 supply of ammo. Short reload speed of the Razor, with a round still left in the chamber, is 1.55 seconds, which is extremely fast. With a dry magazine and an empty chamber, we have a long reload speed of 2.4 seconds, which is still, arguably fast. The recoil from this gun could be considered the middle to higher ground, with a vertical pull of 0.4 degrees, and it will pull to the right as well. Burst shot recoil multiplier is 1.5 times, allowing this carbine to be fired semi-automatically or in bursts rather well. Projectile velocity of each round fired moves at a rate of 560 meters per second, which is actually faster than most of the sniper rifles available in the game. Let's take the Razor to the grinding stone and see how we can dress it up for the best combat efficiency. There's not a lot of variation that this carbine will allow for due to the role this weapon was built. Mounting atop the weapon, we grab the optics of choice, which personally is my good old trusty 2x reflex, giving high adaptability for medium range engagements as well as having a fighting chance in close quarters combat. But with a rather low fire rate, a 3.4 times scope could be very viable depending on how you play. Iron sights of this weapon is rather standard across the board for other new Conglomerate carbine weapon classes. We've got a ghost ring setup where the rear sight is a circle with another circle encompassing a post as the forward sight. For our rail attachment, we'll be grabbing the forward grip to help compensate that right side pull of the recoil, which we all find annoying. Full auto firing of this weapon isn't always the best idea, but due to the inability to personally control horizontal recoil, this gives the necessity of an equipped forward grip. Other attachments allowed for the rail attachment just doesn't give as much an advantage as the forward grip, so there's no room for customization here. Onto the barrel attachment, the one worth grabbing will be the compensator. This will cause the gases produced while firing to be extended to the sides of the muzzle rather than just upward. Due to this, the vertical recoil is reduced by about 10%, making this beast to be much more controllable, allowing you to keep the sights on target and hopefully landing bullets. Flash suppressor wouldn't entirely be recommended, but a normal suppressor could be potentially devastating. With the amazing bullet velocity given with this weapon, you could be dropping targets at longer ranges without the enemy even knowing. Personally, I use the compensator, but this could be whatever attachment you prefer. Finally, we're on to the ammunition type, and the Razor is only allowed one type, high velocity. This synergizes even better with the high bullet speed that the Razor already has, or to counteract that slowed bullets from a equipped suppressor. Either way, I'd recommend high velocity ammunition to be equipped without a second guess. The added recoil isn't noticeable with the equipped compensator, or your bullets will be even faster if you've got a suppressor equipped. The Razor GD-23 Carbine is designed for the medium range fighter, which is nearly perfect for an engineer, but not so much for a light assault. With that in mind, fighting with this gun will cause you to take pop shots at your targets or some bursts while getting back into cover. Having to play methodically is the prime combat strategy for this carbine due to close quarters combat absolutely punishing you, and very long range engagements further benefit semi-automatic weapons and sniper rifles over the carbine. For engaging enemies at medium range, keep to burst firing or just swap the Razor to semi-automatic and pop rounds one at a time at your enemies. The damage output is very juicy, but missing your shots isn't helping anyone. Even if you're caught off guard in close quarters combat, you're going to have to aim down the sights lest you fall victim to your assailant. Hipfire accuracy is pretty much worthless, so even if you're not tracking targets easily while aiming down the sights in close quarters combat, you're still going to have a better chance to fight if you aim down the sights as opposed to hip firing. So how's the price tag of this Switchblade? This carbine is a tier 4 weapon, giving it a 1000 certification point cost or a 700 station cash cost. The first purchase for customization should be your optics, generally being the 2x reflex for 30 certification points. Onto the rail attachment, you'll grab the normal forward grip for 100 more certification points. As for our barrel attachment, you'll be grabbing the vertical compensator or a suppressor for another 100 certification points. Finally, we'll load up the Razor's magazines with the high velocity ammunition for a final 100 certification points. This gives the Razor GD-23 a grand total of 1,330 certification points with optics, a suppressor, forward grip, and high velocity rounds. So there you have it, you sexy beasts. New Conglomerate's Razor GD-23 medium range carbine built to drop targets out on the open battlefield. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Got an idea for my next weapon review? Go ahead and drop a comment in the section below, or just tell us all that your mag riders bring all the boys to the yard. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs it down. Let me know what I can improve on. Remember to like us on Facebook, and if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. It is free.